For people with normal blood pressure, moderate coffee is safe and may be protective. Those with well-controlled hypertension can have 1-2 cups daily, but should avoid excess. If blood pressure is poorly controlled, or you have anxiety, limit caffeine, especially before checks or stress. Slow caffeine metabolizers, CYP1A2, should limit coffee to avoid prolonged blood pressure rise. Salt-sensitive individuals should be cautious, as caffeine may increase sodium retention. Large studies show regular coffee does not cause sustained hypertension. Moderate intake, 1 to 3 cups daily, may lower cardiovascular risk, likely due to antioxidants and anti-inflammatory effects. The American Heart Association does not recommend avoiding coffee for high blood pressure. Instead, it advises moderation and individual assessment. The European Society of Cardiology states that 3 to 4 cups of coffee per day is safe, even for stable hypertension, and may be beneficial for heart health. Meta-analyses show coffee causes a mild, short-term rise in systolic blood pressure, about 2 to 4 millimeters of mercury, but no long-term hypertensive risk for regular drinkers. Caffeine may mildly stimulate the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system, leading to sodium retention and higher blood pressure in salt-sensitive people. Caffeine stimulates adrenal glands, raising cortisol, adrenaline, and noradrenaline. This mimics a fight-or-flight response, temporarily increasing blood pressure and heart rate. Caffeine blocks adenosine receptors, especially A1 and A2A, increasing neurotransmitters like norepinephrine. This boosts alertness and vascular tone, raising blood pressure. Caffeine may reduce nitric oxide, limiting vasodilation and slightly increasing vascular resistance. Coffee contains antioxidants like chlorogenic acids, which may counter oxidative stress and support vascular health depending on roast and preparation. In the 1600s, coffee was nearly banned in Europe as the bitter invention of Satan. Pope Clement VIII tasted it, approved it, and gave it a papal blessing. Coffee's health effects were debated even then. Caffeine, coffee's main stimulant, can cause a temporary blood pressure spike by stimulating the nervous system, increasing heart rate and cardiac output, and causing vasoconstriction. Some people are slow caffeine metabolizers due to genes like CYP1A2, leading to longer-lasting blood pressure increases after caffeine. In 17th to 18th century Europe, coffee houses were centers for debate. Thinkers like Voltaire, Newton, and Swift frequented them. Voltaire reportedly drank up to 50 cups a day. The legend of Kaldi, an Ethiopian herder, tells how coffee was discovered when his goats became energetic after eating coffee berries. A monk used the berries to stay awake during prayers, starting the coffee tradition. President Franklin D. Roosevelt had severe hypertension and enjoyed coffee. His high blood pressure was hidden from the public until his death from a cerebral hemorrhage in 1945. Coffee has always been a drink of extremes. It has fueled revolutions and inspired poetry. It has also caused anxiety, especially about health. Consider Honoré de Balzac, the French novelist. He famously drank huge amounts of coffee, sometimes up to 50 cups a day, to fuel marathon writing sessions. He believed this black brew unlocked his genius, letting him work through the night. Yet friends and doctors worried. They saw his trembling hands, his racing heart, and his agitated state. They wondered about the price his body, especially his blood pressure, paid for his writing. Balzac's story is an extreme example of a question we still ask today. Is this essential drink quietly harming us? This tension is not new. When coffee arrived in Europe, it was met with suspicion. It was called the bitter invention of Satan. Some doctors warned it would cause paralysis and impotence. In the 1600s, King Charles II of England tried to ban coffee houses, not for health, but fearing political dissent. He believed caffeine made men too talkative, too critical, and too prone to plotting against the crown. The link between coffee and an aroused state, political or physiological, has a long history. These old fears echo in today's concerns about hypertension, a state of high-pressure alertness in our arteries. In popular culture, coffee walks the line between life-giving elixir and nervous habit. Think of the frazzled TV detective clutching diner coffee like a lifeline. Their high-stress job is compounded by constant caffeine. We recognize the trope. Coffee is both a solution to exhaustion and a symbol of a chaotic, pressured life. It's the fuel that keeps them going, but also winds them up, tightening the springs of their tense lives. This reinforces the belief that stress and heavy coffee drinking go together, leading to a body under pressure. Stories from Balzac to detectives reveal our deep ambiguity about coffee. We love its effects on our minds, our productivity, and our social lives. It wakes us up and brings us together. But a nagging question remains, a whisper of old warnings. We wonder if the jolt we seek creates harmful tension in our bodies. The energy it gives is not free. Coffee's history is intertwined with health and paranoia, a dark brew of benefits and risks that we're still trying to understand. For millions, coffee is more than a drink, it's a daily ritual. It marks the start of the day, a pause in a busy afternoon, and the center of conversation. The grinder's sound, hot water on grounds, and rich aroma are sensory cues. They signal the shift from sleep to alertness, from solitude to community. This ritual is why quitting coffee feels so difficult, even for health reasons. It's not just caffeine we'd lose, but a comforting daily structure. Coffee's cultural role is immense. In Italy, espresso is social energy. In Ethiopia, the coffee ceremony is hospitality. In the US, the coffee break is a workplace tradition. These customs show coffee is more than chemistry. It's a social connector, a focus tool, and a symbol of welcome. Removing it leaves a surprising void. Coffee is deeply woven into our habits and social lives. Health advice about coffee is tricky because of this deep integration. Cutting back feels like losing morning peace, productivity, and social connection. Even ordering tea instead of coffee can feel like a loss. The habit is tightly woven into our routines. Understanding coffee's hold means looking beyond caffeine. It's a psychological anchor and a source of predictable pleasure. The ritual itself is calming even before the first sip. It's a daily act of self-care and control. Conversations about coffee and health must be sensitive. We're not just discussing a drink, but a meaningful ritual. Recognizing this is the first step to a healthier relationship with coffee, one that doesn't require giving it up entirely. Drinking coffee sets off a complex chain of events in your body. The main player is caffeine, a molecule that closely resembles adenosine, the chemical that makes you feel tired. Caffeine blocks adenosine receptors in your brain, preventing the tiredness signal. As a result, your brain stays alert instead of slowing down. This alertness is what we crave in the morning or to fight off an afternoon slump. With adenosine blocked, your pituitary gland signals the adrenal glands to release adrenaline. Adrenaline triggers the classic coffee jolt. Your heart beats faster, airways open, and your liver releases sugar for energy. Your body enters a temporary state of alert, ready for action. This adrenaline surge directly raises your blood pressure. Adrenaline causes your blood vessels to constrict, increasing pressure, like squeezing a garden hose. The same effect happens in your arteries, making your heart work harder. This leads to a temporary rise in blood pressure, usually modest and short-lived. For most, the spike lasts only a few hours before caffeine is processed and things return to normal. Science is clear. Caffeine blocks sleep signals, triggers adrenaline, constricts blood vessels, and temporarily raises blood pressure. It's an evolutionary hack we use for alertness and focus. We create a minor stress response to sharpen our minds. The key question: what happens if we repeat this shock every day for years? What are the long-term consequences of this daily jolt? Coffee affects each person differently. Some can drink espresso at night and sleep soundly. Others feel jittery after one cup. This difference is genetic, not just willpower. The CYP1A2 gene controls an enzyme in the liver that metabolizes caffeine. Fast metabolizers clear caffeine quickly, so effects are brief and mild. For them, moderate coffee may even benefit heart health. Slow metabolizers process caffeine slowly, so effects last longer. One cup can raise heart rate and blood pressure for hours, increasing risk. Habits matter too. Regular drinkers build tolerance, so blood pressure rises less. Occasional drinkers feel a stronger jolt and more anxiety. Other health factors, like salt sensitivity, also affect caffeine's impact. The interplay of genes, lifestyle, and health creates a unique response for each person. There's no universal answer. Understand your own reaction to coffee. Notice if you feel jittery, lose sleep, or feel fine after coffee. This self-awareness is key to a healthy relationship with coffee. What does all this mean for your daily coffee? For most people with normal blood pressure, major studies show moderate coffee is safe. Up to 400 milligrams of caffeine daily, about 4 8-ounce cups, does not increase hypertension risk. Some studies even suggest mild cardiovascular benefits, likely due to coffee's antioxidants. If you're in this group, enjoy your coffee without guilt. If you have high blood pressure, be more cautious. Well-controlled hypertension usually allows moderate coffee, but monitor how you feel and check your blood pressure at home. If your blood pressure spikes after coffee, reduce intake or try half caff. For uncontrolled hypertension, avoid caffeine until stable. Caffeine can dangerously raise already high numbers. Limiting or skipping coffee is safest until your pressure is managed. If you're a slow caffeine metabolizer or sensitive to caffeine, limit your intake, even with normal blood pressure. One small cup in the morning is a good approach. There are many enjoyable alternatives. Decaf coffee offers similar taste and ritual. Herbal teas like hibiscus or rooibos are caffeine-free and may help lower blood pressure. Chicory root coffee provides a roasted flavor without caffeine. The key is to listen to your body and know your numbers. Coffee isn't an enemy, but a powerful substance to respect. For most, it's a safe, enjoyable part of life. For others, moderation or alternatives are best. The goal is balance, not restriction. Find what works for your unique biology. Enjoy the ritual, be mindful of the effects, and you can keep finding warmth, focus, and pleasure in your daily cup. Bonus: coffee alternatives for blood pressure. Decaf, herbal teas like hibiscus, chicory root, and mushroom coffee offer heart-friendly options.